everyone. Welcome to the Spark Festival. My name is Lucy Lynn and I'm the founder and the Chief Marketing Officer of Forest Lynn. Thank you so much for joining my session at the Spark Festival today. It's been an absolute honour to be presenting at Australia's Festival of Innovation and to be recognised as an agent of change. This keynote session is catered towards entrepreneurs, founders, scale-ups, innovation teams, and product owners who are interested to learn more about marketing. Marketing is essential for any business, and it is your business and organization's growth engine. A great marketing strategy and a well-executed plan is often the reason for your customers, leads, awareness, promotions, growth, and revenue that all companies look for in order to gain traction and thrive. This is a very high-level presentation about marketing, and it is applied to the context of cutting through noise, how to find your target customers, and other tips that you and your company can be considering when you're thinking about marketing to achieve growth and scale. So again, thanks for tuning into this masterclass session to learn about how to increase visibility and scale for customer growth, and let's get started. All right, so for today's agenda, this is what I will be speaking about. First, we will talk about an introduction and Forest Lynn, the name of my business. Then we'll talk about customer growth trajectory and what this all means. Then we will speak about how to identify your target audience. Next, we will speak about why it is important to have simple and tailored communications. We will then run through the differences in the various marketing channels. And lastly, we will talk about what it is that is required in your marketing growth plan. And to be upfront, this is not a tactical 1, 2, 3 steps about how to conduct your own marketing, but I will be answering the main marketing challenges that I've seen from past and present clients, companies, and other startups and provide marketing information and education. So for those who don't know me, I'd like to introduce myself. And there's a bit of a lag with my ticker. There we go. Oops. And so for those who don't know me, I'd like to introduce myself. I've had 17 plus years global marketing career, and I started in corporate organizations such as American Express, Qantas Airways, and HERE Technologies, where I've lived and worked in 5 countries on 4 continents, including Australia, Canada, Taiwan, Japan, and the UK. For the last 3 years, I am the founder and the chief marketing officer of my own marketing consultancy called Forest Lynn. I am passionate about emerging technologies, and we specialize in marketing and communications for growth and scaling of emerging tech products and services. Our list of clients have ranged from corporates like Kaspersky Cybersecurity, universities such as the University of New South Wales, and many medium and startup clients within the AI, data, blockchain, cryptocurrency, robotics, AR, VR, smart cities, and fintech space. Like the Spark Festival, we are innovators, passionate about innovation, and we work best when problem-solving new digital transformation initiatives. So throughout my career, I've seen so many great products and services fall down because they didn't have good people or marketing, or others because they were experts in the industry but have no idea about how marketing works. This is my business, and our purpose is simple. We love innovation and problem solving, and we are change agents for innovation by connecting fantastic problem solving ideas with leading industry experts, and we assist you to amplify your ideas with even better marketing to grow and scale to mass market. For more information, please visit forestlynn.com. So I have a term called innovation marketing, and this is where we understand that marketing is all about knowing our customers, and it isn't about spending your entire marketing budget on paid advertisement. In fact, I'm here to change our perception. If you have intimate knowledge about your customer, it will lead to increased customer numbers, which will lead to increased growth, and with increased growth, it would lead to increased revenue. It is crucial to remember that innovation needs marketing as a core function in order to enable any product or service success. So I am going to address the elephant in the room, or the horse in this instance. Yes, everyone thinks that they can do marketing themselves, and people can, just like we can all pick up a pencil and draw. But not everyone is going to be Picasso, as he spent his entire life perfecting his craft, and some people would draw stick insects, and they both considered art. In this instance, you can see the quality of work that everyone can do versus marketing professionals who had years of experience, qualifications, and work knowledge. Next time, when you hear someone saying that anyone can market or do marketing, ask if they are closer to the everyone category here on the left or to the marketing professionals category on the right, as in this picture. When marketing does not go well, 80 to 85% of new products fail, according to NIELSEN. So let's explore some of the major factors and top reasons to why this is. First is not knowing your customer. A lot of organizations and founders have limited knowledge of their target customers because they don't spend enough time to fully deep dive and understand them, their needs, and how they actually interact with product or service. A lot of companies build things that isn't fit for a relevant audience, and that is an issue. Secondly, jargon-filled communications. Technical people tend to communicate in technical and jargon-filled terms that no one except for other technical people will understand. Many teams, organizations, and founders struggle to communicate and message in simple and easily digestible language that resonates and is relevant to their customer and target audiences. And third, they're not changing with the times. Unfortunately, a lot of businesses take too long to change, pivot, or even make decisions. This inaction could be paralyzing, as the market, industry, or customers could move away and you're left in the dust. Especially in the current coronavirus times, having an agile mindset and to be comfortable with change and to constantly adapt is vital for product and services in the emerging tech space, or you will fall within this fail statistic as well. My slides are not moving. There we go. An example of a company not changing with the times is Kodak. They actually invented the digital camera in 1975, but with the fear that they are cannibalizing the most profitable item, the film cartridges, they stayed their course. In a story published by the New York Times, management's reaction to a filmless camera invention to the inventing engineer was, well, that's cute, but don't tell anyone about it. Kodak is now a bankrupt company as they did not innovate and alter with the changing needs of their customers. Ultimately, the industry and competition not only caught up with them, but overtook them completely, rendering that no company is ever safe when they are not innovative. Let's talk about customers and the customer growth trajectory. Everything we do in marketing is about our customers. They really dictate our growth and our marketing strategies, so make sure you always remember that. Have you heard of the term crossing the chasm or seen this graph before? The elusive chasm is a term that most entrepreneurs are all too familiar with. It refers to the struggle point between early adopters and the early majority that has been known to derail many innovation businesses. It is a book written by Jeffrey A. Moore, and in the book, the way to infiltrate the mass market is through targeting a niche group within the early majority. By creating comprehensive audience profiles for specific target audience customers, predictions can be made about behaviors and outcomes to adapt and offer and staying ahead of the game. Find success with one niche group provides a foundation of customer references, referrals, and testimonials who are likely to influence the greater market because of the strong attraction for humans to trust another and their word-of-mouth recommendation. Facebook started by targeting university students who then expanded their base, and now has 2.6 billion users around the world, including pet pages and grandmothers who are all on Facebook. By focusing on winning over a niche group within the early majority at the beginning, credibility is heightened with referrals and community created. Remember, you only need one initial spark to start a wildfire. So, knowing the importance of customer, we need to know what their needs are. It isn't just wants and likes, but things that customers actually need, and how our solution will fulfill this unmet need. When I was working with a data location company, the company provided maps and satellite navigation to all vehicles and had ties with all the car manufacturers. If you think about connected vehicles, it is the maps that is enabling autonomous driving and telling these autonomous vehicles where they are going and how to navigate. And I used to attend all of the smart cities and intelligent transport conferences and events. It was my job as the head of Oceania regional lead for partnerships and community to identify who our audiences were, why they were using this data, and how to acquire more data. So first and foremost, I had to set specific market segmentation strategies for each customer group. First were the customers who would be utilizing our maps, the business to consumer mass market audience using more brand and awareness initiatives. Another were our partners who would provide open source data that we would ingest into our maps. And these segments were our business to business audience. And I had to formulate more one-to-one sales and partnership strategies. Another audience segment was the developer community who would use our APIs and SDKs. So I'd be attending hackathons and using Discord and Reddit as channels to engage them. We need to realize that at each market segment, they each have different needs and were completely different in their engagement and approach, and each audience persona needed their own customized segmentation strategy. In the end, I was able to drive a multi-country community strategy and engagement plan and created successful outreach events and growth hacking initiatives to grow the number of map users by 80%, developers by 50%, built strong local and state and federal level government partnerships, and create new marketing firsts and increase overall brand awareness by 15% in the Oceania region. Therefore, I cannot stress enough that it is important to know your customers very, very well. So digging into the customer research, how do we know what their needs are? We have to actively listen. This is incredibly important right now as a global pandemic has shifted many priorities and a lot of customers' needs have shifted as well. I was working as product marketing manager at AMP, a very large wealth management company, during the last financial global crisis of 2008 and 2009. And we were building 2 new financial products from scratch within the new product development team. Can you imagine a harder job as the financial world was melting around us? I did a lot of active listening and hearing customer sentiments in terms of what their changing needs were. The important customer data points were social media, existing customer service data points, and competitive research and analysis. We discovered that people didn't have discretionary spends that they were used to and had to build product features that would reflect this. We had to really focus in on target audience. And when I left 4 years later in the role, we had over $80 million asset under management, and we built projections by 150% in the first year post product launch. So I'd love to talk about the importance of communications next. Can you understand this text? When Bitcoin forked and altcoin flooded the market, all the whales pumped and dumped, and all the noobs didn't know how to either hodl or buy more in FOMO. So many people had FUD and didn't know if they should be listening to their favorite influencers shilling coins or if the market was completely wrecked. If you're not from in this industry, you must be thinking this is alien language. In fact, this is what they call crypto jargon. And here are some explanations on the right to what that jargon means. The danger about this example is that if you're from outside the industry, it isn't easily understood by anyone else, and this is a communications failure if you're trying to reach out to the mass market. Therefore, it is highly important to have an easily understood message. We are all guilty of using jargon that others don't understand. If you are in it day in and day out, I get it. It becomes natural and you think others will understand too. But in reality, most do not. Just make sure that you are also getting external review if you suspect your content and copy is full of jargon and that you, your customers, suppliers, investors, partners also don't understand. I found this to be an incredibly important fix that has long-lasting effects. When I was working for a cryptocurrency client, the first step was working with the founder to replace the old tagline of distributed monetary system based on an old gold commodity analogy with the more contemporary decentralized payments network. This terminology was more consumer-friendly, more easily understood, and drew from real-life financial services examples such as American Express, a place where I used to work here in Sydney and also in North America. Messaging is key when communicating to your audience and also setting the right tone for your brand. So did you know that not everything is the same? One misconception about marketing is that it's all about pretty pictures and spending money on paid ads. As mentioned previously, I'm here to change that perception because marketing is in fact highly strategic and involves so many different channels. Just like Brad Pitt and his brother, Doug Pitt, they are similar from the same family with similar genes, but they're definitely not the same. Same, but definitely, but different definitely applies with this example. When done correctly, marketing is highly strategic. It can be your company, product, or services growth engine. Marketing encompasses so many different facets, such as community building, fostering partnerships, enhancing digital, crafting content, attracting sales, interacting on social media, developing product feature improvements, optimizing your website and mobile apps, hosting events, using public relations, and so much more. It is just a disclaimer on this slide that the 10% example I've used here, but really, it really depends on each of your channels and your own business and company, product and service. Having a B2B sales product, for example, is a very different strategy to having a business to consumer offering that is targeting the mass market. So all these strategies and all these channels will be very different accordingly to your specific company. I get asked a lot about the differences across the various social media channels. Some people already know the difference, but here's a good overview in terms of what each channel's main purpose is. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is focused on business and education-led communication of company goals, awards, news, and networks. It's great for business-to-business type companies and for finding partners and connecting with new networks. Facebook. Facebook is your storytelling of your company, teams, and keeping people updated with your goals, wins, and news. It's used a lot for advertising, for closed Facebook groups of similar interest and hobbies, and it's great for building communities. Twitter. Twitter is relevant and timely for updates and news pushes. Active conversation with your customers, and it's great for customer service and real-time chats. And Instagram. Instagram is inspirational with imagery and video. It visually promotes positive stories, quotes, and captions. It's great for business to business, e-commerce, which showcases fashion and travel brands alike. Now, there are many other social media channels like YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, WeChat, Messenger, Telegram, Reddit, Discord, that you can also consider in your marketing strategy. But it really depends on what your product or service is and who your ideal audience targets are. Let's talk about positioning next. Positioning is all about defining and carving out your point of difference amongst your competition. Who you are, what you stand for, what do you want to be known for? What is your niche? Why are you best in class? And what can you do that no one else can compete with you on? Why you are different, and why others will listen and pay attention to you. This is really important to answer why, because you want to differentiate that you are different and unique compared to others, and to ensure that the messaging, the value proposition, and communication is crystal clear and understood in your ideal customers' minds. For any campaigns that you're looking to run and for any marketing initiatives, you need to test multiple things and know what your target audience needs. You may think your audience is X, but really it could be Y. So that's why you need to test so you can better understand this. A good example is Slack. Stuart Butterfield is a founder of Slack and was actually initially a gaming company. They were getting some traction, but it never hit where they wanted to go. To communicate with various team members, internal engineering teams created their own internal communication system to share information, and they realized that this was actually a stronger idea than their original gaming idea. After much deliberation and on the verge of folding, the company did a major pivot and went all in with an internal communication system. And that's how Slack came to be. When you start, it may not be where you finish. And that is why testing, learning, and feedback is incredibly important. It is vital that you test all your campaigns and you get fast feedback. That is why social media channels are great, because you get so much faster feedback than other much slower channels like sales, which could take weeks, months, or even years. And with digital, you get to learn, change, or tweak and optimize your campaigns on a much quicker time frame. It is crucial for companies to spend time, money, and resources on the right things that brings in value after reviewing all your results. I think I've lost access to my slides. There we go. Now knowing the above, we are starting to formulate our growth plan. Here are just some of the factors we need to consider. Deep dive knowledge into the company. It is essential to have values, mission, vision, and clear understanding of the company. Your target audience. Who to focus on, which segments, and who to ultimately target. Your industry is an important consideration. What are the external factors that you need to be aware of? Competition, current climate, a global pandemic, financial crisis. How would you position yourself in the current climate? Communications. Make it simple and easy to understand the language that is free of jargon. Channels. How would you engage in your customers? Which channels work best for you? Geography. Where are your customers, partners, and investors located? Are they local? Are they interstate? Are they global? Will there be cross-cultural issues? I would recommend to localize your marketing and not to have blanket communications where there are differences with behaviors, attitudes, and cultural nuances. Differentiation. What would you like to stand for? What makes you unique? How would you differentiate yourself from everyone else? Optimize. Make sure you're always testing and learning at all times and optimize what works best for you. And finally, budget. Your budget dictates your activities and resources and will dictate your entire marketing plan. Whether you are a startup with very little budget or a multinational department with a very large budget, your finances is what would determine which activities that you do and how you would approach your plan. So, here's a question for you. What are some brands that you admire? What are their points of differentiation? For example, if I think of an online meeting platform, I think of Zoom. If I think of electric cars, I think of Tesla. These are brands that are doing it so well that they are synonymous with that category. And that brand is almost being used as a verb, like I'm Googling it or I am afterpaying it. Think about how you want to be positioned and differentiated. That is very well defined, very clear, and differentiated against everybody else. So again, this is a very high-level presentation about marketing, and hopefully it has provided something for you to think about when you are formulating your own marketing strategy and executing your marketing plan. If you do need further assistance, I am available for your advisory board. Consider on your advisory board as a marketing expert and to help provide strong guidance for success and add board diversity, fresh thinking, and alternative ideas to any board for your growth and scale. Secondly, we're innovation marketing specialists. If you need assistance to supercharge your innovation, we can help craft a strong go-to-market strategy for your innovative product or services. And we're also marketing experts who can reduce your workloads as an additional resource in the team and able to help meet urgent deadlines from an external resource and unbiased perspective. Our goal is to correct you to overcome jargon and to provide you with a different point of view. So this is my very last slide. Thank you so much for listening. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love for you to connect with me on LinkedIn. Please search for Lucy Lin, or my Twitter handle is lucylin007, or else email or visit my company's website, forestlin.com. I hope you have enjoyed learning more about marketing, and I hope you can use some of these practices into your next marketing campaign in order to increase visibility and scale for customer growth. And please do reach out if you have any questions or need any assistance or to help further grow and scale your product or service. Thanks again for your time and attendance, and I look forward to connecting and hearing from you very soon.